Hello, everyone. Hard to beat the CryptoFi night. I will try my best. At least I can try to explain you how you can build a company that can go from 0 to 109 billion in market cap in 10 years. So also today, I want to present you not only USDT as a stablecoin, but Tether as a live mission, Tether as a brand, what we are doing globally, what we plan to do in the future, what we bring to the world, right? What we bring to our communities, why we are different from our competition, so many things. So thank you for coming. So Tether to me is more than a stable coin. It started in 2014 with a simple idea. It started with being the backbone across all the crypto exchanges. 2014 was a completely different time. In that time, there were just few exchanges. There was Bitfinex, Kraken, Bitstamp, Coinbase, OKCoin. That's it, right? Not much else. Mt. Gox was already gone or was on the brink to be done. So the industry was super small. Moving money, moving fiat from one exchange to another was super difficult. It was taking days. So the crypto arbitrage was basically impossible. You know, buy low, Bitcoin low on an exchange, move the Bitcoin to an exchange where the price is higher, sell Bitcoin on that exchange where the price is higher, move the dollars that you got from the sale back to the exchange where the price is lower, and rinse and repeat. That thing is called arbitrage. And that was basically impossible in 2014. So Tether team had a simple idea. Let's use the best technology we had back then that Bitcoin brought to us, called blockchain. Let's just put a dollar on top of it. Super simple. You know, almost everyone could have had that, right? But what really changed is the execution. The execution that the team made over the years, right? Amidst all the difficulties, all the changes in the crypto industry, you know, all the players came and gone. Tether has been a pillar of presence, a pillar of trust over so many years. It's 10 years. This year will be our 10-year anniversary, right? From 0 to 107, unfortunately, I was forced to submit the presentation just a few days ago. We were 107. Today we are 109. Things change rapidly. So just few numbers I think are interesting. You know, there is always, you know, in our industry, there is a lot of FUD over the years. I think Tether has been the most scrutinized company in the world, not just in crypto, just in the world, right? We have been subject to a lot of pressure, a lot of demands from regulators, from community, from competitors, and so on. We always withstood the trial by fire. We always proved that we are built differently. So in 2022 alone, we were able to redeem in 48 hours $7 billion. That was 10% of our reserves. In just few days after, in 20 days, we were able to redeem $25 billion. That were more than 25% of our reserves. So these are numbers that no player in the banking industry can afford. No player in our industry can afford, right? We have seen how big players like FTX last year went down, well, 2 years ago now, you know, went down the bin because they couldn't withstand to a lot of redemptions, a lot of withdrawals, right? One thing is words and claiming you are stable. Another thing is proving it constantly for 10 years that to your community that is always growing, is more demanding, is more diverse. So just a few numbers. The profits last year were great. 6 billion in profits. We were named probably the most profitable company per employee in the world. The reason of these profits is because the market cap is so high. We are exceeding $90 billion in U.S. Treasury bills. You know, the U.S. Treasury bills are the closest thing you can have to a dollar banknote in your bank account. So this brings us, and thanks to the profits, that for the vast majority, we kept these profits within our reserves, within the stable coin, we are now 106% collateralized. So we all know that in the banking industry, banks are doing fractional reserve. Most of the banks are lending out up to 90% of their balance sheet. You deposit something in the bank take it out and lend it out to someone else. Up to 90%, that is crazy. On the other side, you have players like Tether, well, actually only Tether, that is 106% collateralized. So that $6 billion that we made in profit, right, they were rightfully profits for the shareholders. We decided to keep them inside the company to further back the stablecoin. Because when you are in an industry that is ever-changing, when you see banks like Silicon Valley Bank, Signature, Silvergate, Credit Suisse that are failing, right? You want to prove that this industry is creating something different. This industry can bring something new to the industry, can prove that you don't have to, lend out other people money in order to break a buck. So this is one of the reasons why the traditional finance is upset with Tether, is because how dare you to do something better than us and make more money than us while you are doing it. So it's something that I think many companies in our industry are facing, this type of pushback from the old guard of the traditional finance. But for us, it's super exciting because we found ourselves in a situation that is completely, impossible to predict just a few years ago. The interest rates so high due to the inflation, that we all know about, push the central banks to increase the interest rates. And so, as I said, today, Tether has more than $90 billion in US Treasury bills. If you think that today we are in UAE, UAE has less than 90 billion. Spain and Australia has less than 90 billion. If Tether was a country, we would be at the 20th place in the list of countries holding more US debt. Just think about China. 2-3 years ago, China has $2 trillion in US debt. Today, China has around $700 billion in US debt. So it means that Tether holds around 15% compared to what China holds in US debt. It's crazy, it's absurd that a small company started 10 years ago by a few people from the crypto industry, Bitcoiners at heart, find themselves in a situation to hold such a huge amount, almost more than the vast majority of the countries on this earth of US debt. Also, over the years, we have been questioned on our banking relationships and how we would improve them. Well, first of all, we had always solid banking relationships. Some of our competitors that were claiming, oh, we are the best, we are the most regulated, we have the best banking, almost died last year because they were subject to the failure of Silicon Valley Bank. So we are using Cantor Fitzgerald, is one of the top tier custodians in the US for securities and specifically for treasury bills. So it's something that over the years we improved, right? We kept thinking how we could make it more solid, how our product could be safer and safer for our user base. So in order to make it safe, of course, we have to also make sure that we monitor our product properly. Over the years, we helped to block 1.1 billion USDT from all the exchange scams, all the pig butchering scams, the romance scams, all the stuff. We work proactively. You might have seen myself directly on Twitter, working with the community, getting feedback, and doing our own research, of course, working with law enforcement, and freezing these funds. We were able already to return more than $100 million of these funds that we were able to block, and it's in progress to return the rest. Right? So this is, I think, although we are an industry that celebrates decentralization, anti-censorship. I'm the first person that believes in the importance on anti-censorship. But at the same time, if you are a stablecoin, if you are a centralized stablecoin, if you want to work with strong, solid banking partners, and you have the tools to help your community, you should use those tools in the best way possible. So I'm really glad that we were able to help people that lost their life savings because their DeFi projects were hacked. Their friends were, told them to invest somewhere. They got scammed, got rug pulled. So all this 1.1 billion amounts all to all the craziness that happened in the industry that we were able, working with law enforcement, to catch and freeze. So Tether is a global phenomenon. We work with, over the years, we worked with 124 law enforcement agencies in more than 40 different countries. We onboarded recently the FBI and the United States Secret Services to help with the refunds. The victims should be able to get, in timely fashion, the funds back, right? Of course, we try our best. It's not always possible. If you get scammed, if you get hacked, we have an email address you can contact. It's called inforequests@tether.io. You're right, we have an amazing team. It works, again, we work with law enforcement. Wherever you are, we try our best to try to catch the funds before they move to somewhere else that cannot be tracked anymore or can be frozen anymore. So, let's see. Another important and interesting reason why Tether grew so much in the last years is the focus on our user base. Who are our users? So we all know that there are 3 billion people in the world that are unbanked. 5 billion people in the world that live in countries with high inflation. These people, the unbanked people, for example, are extremely popular in Central Asia, in Asia in general, but also in South America, Central America, in certain countries of Middle East and so on. These are not bad people. These are people that live in countries that are too poor to be of interest of the banking industry, especially the US dollar banking industry, right? These are people that earn $100, $200, $300 per month, so they don't have huge saving accounts. They don't have big checking accounts. But so the bank industry cannot make enough money on them to keep them as a customer, so they are left alone. So they look around. In their country, their national currency is going down the bin. They need something. And of course, you could tell them, oh, use Bitcoin, use this and that, these other cryptocurrency. But they don't have yet the time. They have bigger problems than trying to understand exactly what is Bitcoin, the risks, what are the cryptocurrencies, what are the risks. The only thing that they know and that can help them immediately is the US dollar. They cannot get the US dollar normally. They turn to Tether. They found Tether, and now they spread the words to their family and friends, and that's exactly how Tether got that big. Tether never had, before 2022, a marketing team, right? So I wish I was able to tell you today, oh, we are $109 billion market cap because we were great, we were perfect, we were beautiful, and everyone loves us. No, people found our product useful, people found our product easy to use, and they started using it, and they start telling to their family and friends. That's I think, the most beautiful story that someone could tell, right? When you create something that is useful, and you don't have to spend much in marketing just because it works. Last year, we made 10 trillion USDT in volume, so USDT made $10 trillion in volume. We account for more than 300 million users of USDT around the world. Again, 90%, well, more than 90% of these people are living in emerging markets and developing countries. You will never find a person in Europe or in the United States leaving aside DeFi. You will never find a person in Europe and United States that is using stable coins for their day-to-day needs. In Europe or in the US, you don't need stable coins. because you have the best banking rails, you have the credit cards, debit cards. In the US, you have today $1 trillion of debt taken with credit cards and debit cards. With stable coins, you cannot take debt, right? So you cannot have your crypto wallet go below zero. It's impossible. So that's why in these jurisdictions where they have access to capital, to liquidity, it doesn't make any sense to launch and use stable coins, at least for day-to-day use. But we are seeing how 300 million people, good people, that are left behind by the financial system need stable coins in the emerging markets. Well, some headlines. You can see Argentina, you can see Turkey is a huge market for USDT. You can see Nigeria is also a big market. Everywhere there is a currency. In Argentina, think about that. The Argentina pesos depreciated 98% against the dollar in the last 5 years, 98%. In the Turkish lira, depreciated 80% against the US dollar in the last 5 years. So if you're a person that works hard the entire year in Argentina or Turkey, you are poorer at the end of the year compared to the beginning of the year, although you worked an entire year. Because everything that you buy in your country is likely to be imported from the outside. So these people are honestly sick and tired, especially I have many friends in Argentina. They are risking the third default. Of course, they will look around for a better solution. The banking in Argentina doesn't allow them to hold dollars, or if they can hold dollars, if there is a default anyway, those dollars will be taken from them. So they want to manage their money directly. They are sick and tired of the poor economical choices of their government. USDT is great for cross-border finance, online commerce, the gig economy. If you are, an influencer, you are building your online presence, you can be paid by anyone everywhere. Remittances I think is one of the biggest use cases. We are seeing in some countries, in some emerging markets, have more than 10% in certain cases of remittances as part of their GDP. So of course, they are looking now, stablecoins are facilitating that, because when you have the classic traditional financial companies that in order to send money to a foreign country, especially to a developing country, they will charge you 15%. Right? Imagine you work the entire month to send money home to your family, and you get taken out 15% just to move the balance in a database. That is insane, right? That is something that has to change. I'm really glad that with Tether, we are forcing the old guard of finance to have to adapt to a better tool that is eating their lunch. As a saving tool, again, if you live in emerging markets, you don't have a bank account, using a stable coin like USDT allows you to start saving. Saving in cash was always difficult, but now you can start building. You have the new opportunity, you have a new optionality that you never had. But Tether is also recently announced its expansion beyond the finance. So this is our logo that, as many know, that is the logo for our financial platform. Tether.to is where we issue the stablecoin, is where we have also other stablecoins like Tether Gold. Is a great idea, is a stablecoin 100% backed by gold. And but today also we are launching a new website that tells our story. Our story is much broader than purely a stablecoin. It's a story of innovation. It's a story of people that are in this industry because they see the need of a change. They are keeping the vast majority of all the profits that the stablecoin is making inside the company, reinvest in many projects that are aligned with our vision of disintermediation, not only from finance, but for artificial intelligence, for communications, for education. There is so much to do. We hope that many of you guys that are here listening are going to join us in this journey. So we have 4 pillars. We have finance, power, data, and education. So you might have seen some news about Tether investing in in Bitcoin mining and renewable energy. So I'm a Bitcoiner. I think that when in up to 2019, the vast majority of Bitcoin mining was done in China. Everyone was complaining. Today, more than 50% of Bitcoin mining is done in the US. Of course, you can say that US is a safer place from certain point of views for Bitcoin mining, but the problem is that Bitcoin mining should never be concentrated in such high quantity in a single country. Is a problem from the geopolitical point of view, is a problem for the stability of, could become a problem for the stability of the grid. So with Tether, we realized that there is a problem in Bitcoin mining. We have the resources. We started working with Uruguay, Paraguay, El Salvador, and a few other countries to provide them the tools to start mining themselves. We provide them of course, our team. We give them all information, our contacts with the miners. We invest ourselves. We invest more than $500 million last year of our own profits in Bitcoin mining, just to make sure that Bitcoin mining can remain decentralized and distributed across the globe. Also, we realized that it's unfair to take energy from households and production facilities. So we focus on also building renewable energy solutions. For example, in El Salvador, we focus on the renewable energy through the volcano mining and the volcano geothermal energy. That is a brilliant, beautiful solution that lasts many years, many decades once you build it. By the way, just to be clear, all these investments are done outside of Tether reserves. So you saw that $106 billion that we have, well, 107 plus 6%, so we have $6 billion inside the company on top of the 107 billion that we have to have. Well, aside that, we are doing all these things. We are doing all these investments. We are doing all this collaboration with other industry partners, right? So that whatever happens to these investments, the stable coin will be safe, will not have any issues. We are extremely respectful to all the people that are using our stable coin. So on the risk management side, we are taking the most serious steps to make it as safe as possible. As I told you, we are keeping $6 billion of our own money to make it, to further it back. We are building tools like the other category, the other pillar is called Tether Data. So we build open source peer-to-peer the communication platform called Hole Punch. Actually, we launched a new website called pairs.com. I'm Italian, so pairs, and so on has the same pronunciation for me, so I make confusion. So I came up with a new brand to oppose to Apple that is trying to centralize everything. Let's build a fully decentralized communication suite that is called Pair, that is hosted on pairs.com. You should try Kit. Is our first communication app. It's fully peer-to-peer. No central server, no, fully private, fully encrypted, can scale to billion of users without any single cost for us. Is like BitTorrent for communications. So, there is just a QR code if you want, and before I get kicked out from the stage, I know that I'm late. We have recently invested in Northern Data. That is, again, the mantra outside of our reserves with our own profits. We invested in Northern Data. It is a company that just acquired 20,000 NVIDIA GPUs. Why? Why a stablecoin or a company that started from being a stablecoin is doing that? Because we have seen what happened with Gemini 1.5. We are seeing what is happening with many AI companies. They are turning evil. They are using their power for political bias. We believe that it's important to build a platform that leverage it, that allows good companies that come from different places to build AI tools that are not politicized, right? So that is something that we strongly believe in. We fortunately find ourselves in a situation where we have the resources to make that happen. So if you have any interest or have access to GPUs in a fair way, in an open way, in a transparent way. Go to Northern Data. They have a beautiful website. They can help you, right? So we launched also an education initiative. This is not a classic, oh, I'm going to teach you about the USDT and the blockchain. Is an educational platform that aims to disintermediate education. The word education, especially after the pandemic completely changed. So we believe that education is going to be more and more digital, and there is nothing that we can do to stop it. So it's better to embrace it and support it and build a platform that, first of all, are protecting the privacy of the people that are learning, that a platform that creates the right incentives to have the highest quality of teachers, and a platform that is not only, again, for just blockchain teaching, but you can learn online marketing, you can learn plumbing on the courses that we are building. You can be the best electrician possible. It's, online education is not only for digital education, it's for everyone and everything. We launched quickly, recently, a new initiative called Plan B Network, led by Giacomo Zucco, one of the most important Bitcoiner maximalists in the world. Soon we are going to launch a new initiative called Tether Evo. We are making investments in biotech. We believe that we got lucky. Honestly, I wish I could tell you we were perfect and beautiful, and everything we did was because we thought it from the first day. Actually, as I said, it would be an overstatement. So we believe in the power of giving back and reinvesting. And so we believe that investing in technology that makes people's life better is the right thing to do. And I want to say, finally, that everything that we are doing is also thanks to all of you guys that are using USDT, because with the growth of USDT, we are able to collect all this interest and interest from the investments and reinvesting in things that I think our community do care about. So, well, this is still Tether Evo. And, we are doing everything because we believe in disintermediation, as I said. We need to fix the world. We are trying to do it in a really simple way. It's a small drop in the ocean, and I understand, but it's what we like to do. So thank you very much. This is our new logo and motto, Unstoppable Together. Thank you again.